The midwife's hands are stained black with charcoal dust. When she pulls you into the cold morning air. In 1750. Feudal Japan. Outside. The forge is already burning. You enter the world not to silence, but to the rhythm of iron being struck. Clang. 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 Before you understand language, you understand that sound. You are born into a katanakaji family. A bloodline bound to fire. In your house, steel is not just metal. It is prayer. Discipline. Survival. Other children are rocked to sleep. You fall asleep to the hiss of steam and the crackle of charcoal. Your house sits at the edge of the village. Smoke rising day and night like a signal fire. Villagers bow respectfully to your father. But they never linger long. They say swordsmiths walk too close to gods. And too close to death. When you begin to crawl, you do not reach for toys. You crawl toward warmth. Toward light. Toward the forge. By 5. Your hands are already blackened with soot. You sort charcoal carefully. Large pieces for long burns. Small pieces for quick heat. Your playground is a workspace, where one mistake can blind you forever. You learn to move silently, like smoke between hammer strikes, because interrupting a blow means wasted hours and wasted steel. At 7, you begin pumping the bellows. Back and forth. Back and forth. Your arms ache, but you keep rhythm. At 10, you learn to listen. High carbon steel rings like a bell. Low carbon thuds like damp wood. You close your eyes and let sound teach you what books never will. Childhood becomes a distant idea. While other boys chase dragonflies, you chase temperature. Cherry red. Bright orange. Almost white. Too hot. The steel weakens. Too cold. It cracks. At 11. A splash of molten metal kisses your forearm. The pain is immediate. Sharp. Unforgiving. You fall to your knees. Your father kneels beside you. Not angry. Just calm. Steel remembers mistakes, he says. So must you. The scar stays forever. A signature burned into your skin. At 13. You are finally trusted with tamahagane. Sacred jewel steel. Smelted in the Tatara furnace. It is expensive. Rare. Temperamental. You hold it carefully. Understanding one wrong strike could waste months of labor. You heat. Hammer flat. Fold. Heat again. Fold again. Over and over. Each fold evening the carbon. Each strike removing impurity. Sweat drips from your brow. Hissing when it meets hot iron. The quench terrifies you most. After weeks of shaping, everything depends on a single moment. The blade glows in darkness. You paint clay along the spine. Thin along the edge. Controlling how it cools. Controlling destiny. You breathe once. And plunge the blade into water. A violent hiss explodes into the night. Steam swallows everything. For a second. You cannot see. When the vapor clears, the blade has curved perfectly. Not cracked. Not warped. You feel something new. Pride. Years pass. Your body grows stronger. Then slowly begins to wear down. Samurai begin visiting your forge. They inspect your blades carefully. Testing balance. Testing sharpness. They trust your work with their lives. But when they leave, They carry glory with them. Your name stays behind. Inside smoke-stained walls. You are respected. But never equal. You create weapons of honor. But live without its privileges. At 25. Your hands are steady as stone. At 40. Your lungs burn with every breath. Charcoal dust settles deep inside you. At 50. Your fingers begin to tremble. Small at first. Almost unnoticeable. But steel notices everything. Apprentices now stand where you once stood. They watch you. The way you once watched your father. Time becomes your final opponent. Then one winter. A young samurai arrives. His armor worn. His eyes determined. He bows deeply. I face a duel I may not survive, he says. I need your finest blade. You study him carefully. Not arrogance. Not pride. Just quiet courage. Something in you awakens. You gather the last of your tamahagane. The final reserve you had saved. For 3 months. You work before dawn. Ignoring the pain in your joints. Ignoring the cough in your chest. Hammer. Fold. Shape. Refine. Your trembling hands slowly remember their old rhythm. The hammer forms like flowing water beneath moonlight. Elegant. Alive. When you finish. You know this is different. Not because it is flawless. But because it carries everything you have learned. You present the blade in silence. The samurai draws it slowly. The steel catches light like lightning frozen in time. His eyes widen. He bows deeper than any warrior has ever bowed to you. Weeks later. He returns. Alive. Victorious against impossible odds. Before his lord. He kneels. My victory belongs to the master who forged my blade, he declares. For the first time in your life. Your name is spoken in open court. Not in whispers. Not in shadow. But with honor. In your final years. You no longer swing the hammer. You guide others. You inspect edges by touch. Feeling stories within steel. When you finally pass. Samurai stand beside your grave. One carries your final masterpiece. Your gravestone reads. Master Swordsmith. Whose steel carved victory from defeat. Fire-shaped steel. Steel-shaped honor. And honor. Finally. Shaped you.